Hey, little, you want some snow? Come get it.
Did he do it?
Yep.
He doesn't mind? What's he doing?
Alright, let's get you back in there before you see something. Then,
He doesn't mind that it was freezing?
he fell into it, So, I really didn't anticipate on the weather being quite like this today. It snowed all over again. So, luckily, this doesn't take too long. Today, we're going to do the oil change in the 04 Chevy Malibu Classic. 2.2 liter ECOTEC, 4-cylinder. The 2.4 liter ECOTECs are set up pretty much the exact same way. So first, I gotta move the Corolla because that's the only dry spot in the driveway. And then I'll go into more detail as to why we're doing this. Alright, so like I said, I really didn't anticipate on the weather quite being like this today. You can see that the clear spot, I just moved the car over and it's already starting to... So, I might be an idiot. I don't know, but I told her I'd still get it done. So we recently just got the transmission cooler lines replaced. That was the first major repair that we've had to do on this car since we got it in 2006. And yeah, so it's held up pretty good since then. Now the issue that was brought to my attention, and I've kind of noticed this recently over time, is that the oil level in the car never seems to stay full. And you know, I kind of figure, you know, sometimes cars get older, you know, they might burn some oil or there might be a leak somewhere. And after having it at the shop, you know, they said that it's actually not, it doesn't have any major leaks, but it appears as though it is burning oil. And I guess he said it's a common issue with the 2.2 ECOTEC engines, possibly the 2.4 ECOTECs, because they're pretty much the same engine for the most part. Oh, the snow, I can't believe how bad it's coming down. So, you know, he said that we got to keep it, you know, try to keep up with it a little more. I don't see the car on a daily basis anymore, obviously, because I don't live with my mom anymore. But he told me from now on, and I've never done this before, so this will be a first. He told me to buy a Seafoam, and this isn't product placement or anything, but he told me to buy the Seafoam and, you know, dump like a third of the can in the engine when you change the oil. He said possibly every time you change the oil, because he said something about it keeping a lot of the essential parts like the timing belt or timing chain tensioner and all that stuff. It'll help keep it lubricated, especially since the car is over 100,000 miles now. You know, he said I can use this all the time. Like I said, I've never used it before. This will be the first time I've ever put this stuff into the engine. And of course, I'll have an update video, you know, the next time I end up doing an oil change. We'll see exactly how bad the oil is. And here's the kicker. The car's at 103,000 miles right now. The last oil change that I did on this car was in November of last year, 2015. So the oil in this car has been in there for a year. And my mom, who had a fall over, it was like last spring or last summer, you know, she wasn't driving the car for a long time. Like, the car sat because she broke her wrist. She had to have surgery, and all this rehab stuff. Like she was having a difficult time, so she really hasn't driven the car. And my mom's at the age now where she doesn't drive as often as she used to, so the car just sits. And the kicker is the oil only has 67 miles on it right now. It's been in there for a year and it's got 67 miles on it. So I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal, you know, to honestly not have it changed. But at the same time, I kind of figured, you know, it should be changed. But after my mechanic told me it's burning oil, because it was down quite a bit, I guess. You know, for as often as she doesn't drive it, for it to be down like that, I was quite surprised. That's why I'm doing this today. So sorry for the rant. We're going to use the Seafoam. We obviously have our actual motor oil, new filter. So yeah, let's get this done before it gets any darker. All right, so I already got the car off the ground. The oil drain plug, this is going to be the worst of it. Let's get on the ground. Oh, it's so cold and wet. The oil drain plug is located on the left side of the motor. Oh, you can see how everything's wet from the lines being replaced. Alright, so I forget if it's a 15 or a 16. Which one's this? That's a 14. Maybe it's a 15 then. It's getting dark, I do apologize. 15 it is. It's been on there for a year, of course, so. There we go. Alright. Oh, I didn't bring my rags out. Wow, oil that has 67 miles on it. It's pretty dark. It was topped off the other day too when we got the fitting or the transmission lines replaced. I don't want to put that in the snow. It's still dry over here, so I'll just set it there. Wow, I can't believe how dark that is for 67 miles. Huh. Can't wait to see what it looks like with the Seafoam. Probably won't look much worse than that. Okay, while that drains, I'm going to go in the house and get my towels real quick. Alright, so I completely let it drain down. It's not even dripping anymore. Well, maybe 1 drip, 2 drip, 3 drip. It's really drained out because I had to go inside the house for a few minutes. So I'll go ahead and put the thing back on. It's not on there right. There we go. Alright. Nice and snug. Now the nice thing about this engine is we're done under here, so I can finally get up off the ground. The oil filter is located on top. Okay, so we just opened up the hood. I kept it down most of the time so that way nothing got wet for a long period of time. So the oil filter is located at the top of the engine, right here. There's a thing with a little hex head cap on it. For that you need this special 32mm socket to take it off. To get to it, the best way to do it is to actually remove the air cleaner tube, because you really can't unless you have a nice long extension. I don't really have that, but I usually take this tube off here, take it off here. We unplug this sensor here, and then I try to wrap it around something so it doesn't fall anywhere. If it falls, I don't think it goes too far, but try to keep it up there. And all we need is a flathead screwdriver. I've got one in here. Pop the flathead in place, and you just simply turn these clamps until they come loose. You don't have to take them off completely. should be good enough there. Might take a little bit of wiggling. And that's that. So I'll just set this up here. I should check the air cleaner while I'm at it, and you might be able to see the oil filter a little bit better now. The cap is here. You can kind of see the assembly down below. So now, like I said, you just take your special tool and loosen the cap. At some point, you should be able to just twist it off, like right about now. And if you're lucky, yeah, the filter will stick to it. So that's 97 or 67 miles right there, a year total. So there we go. You just kind of twist it out of there a little bit, and then you can't see it, but there is a gasket that goes around the top of this. You want to take a flathead screwdriver and pry it off. They do provide you a new one with the brand new filter. So now that that's out of there, everything's still in the car. I gotta get it real quick. That's what the new filter looks like there. Nice and clean, not bent up. So put that off to the side for a second. And then here's the gasket. It's kind of difficult at first. There we go. Trace it around and then pull it right off. Some people may not always change those. I find it very important to make sure the new seal goes on. And there's oil on this too, so you really don't have to worry about lubricating it too much. There's always oil on the bottom of this. Sometimes you gotta start it off thread by thread. Here we go, and then kind of pull it upward, and there we go. It's a red seal, orange seal, either or. So now we take the new filter, and there's these little prongs. There's slots on the inside of the cap. We just kind of push it in there. It'll click. That's it. And then we just put it back into the slot. There it goes. Might take a couple tries to get it lined up. Okay, and then once it starts getting a little snug, take our special socket, finish it off. Okay, and that's how you change the oil filter. And it's getting ridiculously dark out here now. So I put the intake tube back on from the air filter to the throttle body. Hooked up our sensor here. Very important you make sure that's hooked up. Tighten down the clamps, so that's all good. Oil filter's in place, so all that's really left is we need to fill the engine with the oil. I already loosened the cap a little bit before I drained all the oil out. The dipstick's right here. Also took that out just a little bit. And this engine takes 5 quarts of oil, so we're going to dump all 5 quarts in, and then I'll grab the seafoam and we'll dump in, I believe they said about 1/3 of the bottle in there. So that's where we stand. I'm so sorry about this lighting situation. It's terrible. Alright, like I said, it's getting incredibly dark, so sorry you can't see anything now. Here's the seafoam, and like I said, I'm probably just going to dump maybe 1/3 of the bottle in there. Can't see me dumping it in. Wonder if it'll smoke. Okay, so that's done. I need to wipe in case I spilled anything because I can't see. Alright, so that's there. Put the cap back on. Okay, cap is on. I let everything run down, so I'm going to check to make sure it's full, but it should be because it took all 5 quarts. Alright, so it's all full. I checked it. It is at the mark, even with the seafoam in there. It seemed to be pretty good to me. Let's start it up. Can't sit on the seats yet because my back's probably all dirty. I'll reset this again, but with this particular car, because of its situation, I want to go by the month rating, not the mileage, so maybe 3 months. See how far she gets then. Here we go. Okay, pressure's good. Whoop, almost broke my neck. Oh, you guys can't see anything. Sounds good. Alright, well, anyway, that is how you change the engine oil on a 2.2 and a 2.4 liter ECOTEC engine. So just got to watch out for the oil levels over the next maybe couple of weekends. See how badly it might be burning up, and hopefully the seafoam might help put an end to that if it maybe cleans correctly and keeps everything properly lubricated. So that's how you do that. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it got so dark. But now I got to clean up the driveway in the dark. I'll see you guys next time.